This is a testimony of a friend, somebody that I know, and I've been sharing our spiritual journey with. Kind of, she's doing her journey, but we come together and we share stories about our journey. And I told her about my walk and now knowing Jesus and my opening up to getting to know Jesus, and my originally holding back 30% of living and walking the path with God, the creator of all that's good, and then to where I'm at now. And she told me a story about her experience with Jesus. And the background of this girl is she's kind of like a country bumpkin. She's really innocent, and if she believes wholeheartedly. She doesn't doubt. She's really ready to experience. And she says that her master, because she also meditates, she actually gotten to a point where she meditates every single night before bed. And sometimes she does astral travel, and she says she goes to different parts of the universe and she'll see different societies operating in these universes. And she says that one time her master, who is teaching her, because he kept her from going astray, because there was other organizations that weren't seemingly too righteous, and she met this man who is a self-taught man. He also meditates and he also astral travels, and he's been guiding her and he's been helping her, and when she runs into trouble, she talks to him. So one time he came and they were talking, and he said that while he was meditating, he asked in the spirit to be shown by the universe, because he's Buddhist and he's a idol worshiper, meaning he does the incense, he does have Buddhist statues all over his house, and that's the culture that he had grown up in. But one time before he went into meditation and astral travel, he asked to be shown who is the highest authority in the spiritual realm. He wanted to see who the highest Messiah is, or the highest spiritual being is. Because there's many Buddhists and there's many enlightened so-called people, but he just wanted to see who is at the top and full authority. And he said that he was in a shock of his life with who appeared before him. Who appeared was somebody that he hadn't ever thought. It was nothing that ever came to his mind, because he never was introduced to this person in his entire life. He's heard about this person, but he never really was interested or was curious, or never got any information about this person. And this person was Jesus Christ. He said he actually spent some time talking to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ had appeared, and Jesus Christ told him that Jesus was at the highest peak of the universe. That's what he said. He was the highest governing part of the universe. And so he told my friend this story, because he said, don't be surprised when you go into the spiritual realm and you're looking for the highest spiritual guidance, or the spiritual man. that you will appear, what will appear is Jesus before you. He warned her because he was in the shock of his life. He didn't expect Jesus to show up. He was thinking possibly a Buddha or just someone else, because that's all, in all his life, that's what he's done, is worship the Buddhas. So he told this to my friend, and my friend relayed the story to me. And so this is what we're talking about, Jesus. So she also told me her personal story of her relationship with Jesus, what appeared to her. She said one time she was having a nightmare, and this nightmare was the scariest nightmare she's ever had. She's had, and I'll tell you, she's had some really weird and wacky, scary experiences, but she said this was one of those that trumps all by far. She said that in this nightmare, she saw that aliens were sucking the spirit out of humans, and the humans were running, but they couldn't really hide because they could see through obstructions, they could see through buildings, they could see through any material item. And so she was amongst the people that were hiding and trying to run away, but they were able to see, so she couldn't run. And she said it was the scariest feeling she's ever had as they were coming for her. And she said out of nowhere, and she doesn't know, she doesn't ever get in touch. She's also a Buddhist, her family is Buddhist, but out of nowhere, she yelled out the name Jesus. And she said in that instant, a bright light came, and that she woke up out of the dream. And that was her personal experience with Jesus while she had the nightmare. So that, she also told me that story. And while we were talking, she started telling me about how she met the devil himself in person. Now this is in the physical, it's not in a dream, it's not in an astral travel. She met the devil in the person. And I'm going to tell you about that story in the next video.